Look at this example here. The first line, this is the declaration. You must have to declare this line that you are going to write the XML document, and it must be given the version equal within the double quotation 1.0. Encoding, this is optional. This is UTF 8 bits. 8 means 8 bits. This is the XML declaration. So next one you look at here, this is the comments. So if you want to write the comment, you can use this starting tag of the comment and write the comments and ending tag of the comments. In this examples, we put the name of this XML document, bookstore.xml. Next one is we call the, you must have root elements. So here the bookstore is the root elements, and this is the starting tag is bookstore, and you look at the down, this is the ending tag of the root elements tag. Okay, this should be only one and only one root elements. Next element is we call the first child elements. This is the attribute is ISBN. So this is the first child tag elements. The attribute must be double quoted. This is one of the rules. Okay. Next one is the another title is the another child elements. Starting tag is the title. Data structures is the content, and the end tag is the title. Then next one is the author name, and the end of the author tag. Year, starting at the year, and the 2016 is the content of the year tag and ending tags. And the book is the first element on the end tag. So this is the starting tag, this is the ending of the book. Similar with the another second child elements is the similar with the first one. Next. Okay, sometimes we ask you to draw the logical view of an XML documents. Just now you see the previous one, the XML document. So if we ask you to what will be the logical view of XML document, you can write, this is the way you can represent the logical view of XML document. The first one is the root elements. This is bookstore. Then we have the child elements. There are two child elements here. One is book and ISBN number is this one. Another also book and ISBN number is this one, ISBN number. Then the follow the tag, starting tag, title, and then the author also, the starting and ending tag, there is the text is title, author, and years. And then this is the content. The last one will be represented by the content, data structures, William Ong 2016. This is the content. So the second one also book also similar way, title, author, year, all these things actually is the text. Next. How you can declare the XML documents. So first line, you must have to declare this is an XML document with the version, and you have to put the double quotation there. XML version 1.0, encoding UTF 8-bit, standalone, yes or no. If no, that means it can be from outside as well, open for all. Okay, this is a processing instruction that identifies the document as being XML. That means you must have to declare this is an XML document. So declaration is compulsory. If present, that means if declaration is present, it must be placed at the first line in the document. That means this is the declaration you must have to place in the first line of the XML document. Okay, now version, of course, you have to put the version. This is mandatory. Encoding, you can use UTF, 8-bit, 16-bit, ISO, all these things you can use. This is optional. And this is if you put a standalone yes or no, this is also optional. That means if you put this is yes or no, if you put the yes, it confirms the parameter whether the document relies on the information from the external sources or its document. That means if is yes, this is from external, default is no. That means the parse will accept external resources. If it is yes, that means this is only the internal. Okay, next. Look at the declaration. This is very clearly explained each of the components of the XML declaration. The first one is the less than and the question mark we call XML declaration open. This is the open tag. And then XML declaration type. What type of document you are going to write? XML. Then the version, you have to represent the version. Then version equal to 1.0. This is the version specifies for the XML. Then the encoding UTF-8 is the character coding. This is 8-bit. And the standalone equal to no. That means standalone declaration, no means external subset is used, and yes means this is entire DTD in internal subset. Yes means internal subset you are using, but if you put no means this is actually declared by external subsets. And the last one is the XML declaration closed. So you can close this way. All right, I think this is clear how you can declare the XML declaration at the beginning of the XML document. So now XML elements. Okay, XML elements is represented by tags. Okay, so XML elements is represented by tags, starting tag, ending tag. It behaves as containers to hold text, elements, attributes, media objects, or all of these. Elements usually consist of start tag, content, and end tag. So the element consists of three things. Number one, start tag, content, and end tag. So look at these examples given here, elements. So elements, we have three things inside the elements, consist of three. First one, CPU. This is start tag. Then the second part is, we call this is the content, Pentium 2.0. This is content. And the third one is the end tag. You see CPU end tag. Okay. So the content is optional. So you can put the content. If you don't want to put the content, then we call this is optional. Empty element is an element without content. If we consider this element is an empty element, so there will be no content. Okay, look at the examples, some of the examples of empty element. Number one, we can represent the product. You look at here, this is one of the examples of empty element. The second example is the product starting tag. There is no content inside. Then ending tag. So this is we consider as empty elements. And third examples is also here. Product code. Product code equal to, within the quotation, this is the attributes. And then we finish the tag. So this is also one of the examples of empty elements. Next, root element of the XML document. There is exactly one element called the root or document element. Sometimes we call document elements. The root elements and the documents element is the same thing. So look at this example here. XML version 1.0, that this is mandatory. You can omit the optional part. Then book. What is book? This is, we call the root element or document element. This should be only one. And this is the sub element, title, starting tag, ending tag. This is the content, author. This is the content, and this is the author is the ending tag. Then the root elements, start and ending root elements. Okay, look at the other examples here. This is actually not the properly documented as a root elements. Look at here. There is no root elements here. XML version is okay. Next one, title and author. So where is the root element? There is no root element, so this cannot be a valid XML document. Next examples, of course, you can see here the first line is okay, declaration is okay, but the second line, there is no tags here, so it cannot be as a valid element. There is no root elements. Next, elements example, more examples is here. This article is here. This is the root element. This is the end of root elements. These are the sub elements here. Okay. This is a starting tag. If you look at the text, and then if you look at here, this is ending tag. There will be starting and the ending tag. Okay. Next, this is the content elements, sub elements of the XML documents. Understand this concept. What is root element? what is the sub elements, this is the starting tag and ending tag and the contents. Next, attributes of the XML documents. XML elements can have 0 or more attributes in start tag. So there may be 0 elements, there may be more than 1 attributes in the start tag. Attributes are specified on the start tag of an element. So this is specified in the start tag. An attribute consists of name and value pair. So if you think about attribute, it must have two things. One is the name and one is the value pair. Or one is the value and one is the name. Attribute must be quoted. So look at this example. This is the CPU, this is the tag, starting tag. Within the starting tag, name of the attribute, number, and also maker. And if you look at the attributes, there will be two things here. One is the name, one is the value. Then second one is the attribute values, free within the double quotation, and also the Intel, maker is Intel, these are the double quotations. Then this is the content, Pentium 2.0, and this is the ending tag. So examples are attribute, another examples, student, ID equal to within the double quotations, this is the value, and then this is the content, starting tag is finished. So we can put attribute inside the starting tag, and then the content, then the ending tag. So remember this one, attribute, if you want to put, you can put inside the start tag. Next, okay, look at this, another example is here. Okay, so if you look at this example here, the attributes with name and values. So this is the values, this is the name. This is the values, this is the name. So attributes with name and values. Next, naming rules of elements and attributes. So if you want to write the name of elements and attributes, you must have to follow some rules. We call this is naming rules of elements and attributes. What is the first rule? Names can contain letters. It can contain letters, numbers, and other characters. That means you can use name that contains with letters, numbers, and other characters. Number 2, names must not start with a number or punctuation character, because at the beginning of the names, you cannot use any number. You cannot use any punctuation character. Number 3, names cannot contain a space. You must have to write continuously. You cannot put any space within the name. Name must not start with the letters XML or XML. That means you cannot use XML. This is the keyword, capital or a small letter or capital letter inside the names. Colon should not be used in XML names except for namespace purpose. That means you cannot use the colon inside the XML names. But in the namespace, of course, you can use there. Okay. If you want to write the XML documents, sometimes you need to write the comments inside the documents. So how you can actually write the comments inside the XML document? If you look at this, comments, you have begin with this symbol. So beginning, inside you can write the comments. Whatever you like, you can write the comments inside the starting of the comments and the ending of the comments tag. So you can write the comments. Comments can be replaced anywhere in a document outside other markup. So you can put anywhere in the document. Comments are not part of the textual content of an XML document. This is not the part of the textual content. That means it will not read by the compiler. The string quotation, because the double hyphen must not occur within the comments. You cannot use this double hyphen inside this comment. That means the comments, this is okay, this is a comment and it is not parsed by XML parsers. Within these comments, you cannot use double hyphen.